Welcome back. Thanks very much for staying with us here on SABC News. The Soweto United E-hailing Association has vowed to continue to shut down services until e-hailing companies Uber and Bolt accede to their demands. The association has asked its members to turn off their applications. It wants the companies to slash commission fees from 25 to 15%, invest in driver associations and address safety concerns, among other issues. Soweto United E-hailing Association Chairperson Thato Ramaila joins us now via Zoom for more. Very good evening to you, sir. Thanks very much for joining us here on SABC News.
Good evening.
All right, to talk to us about your demands, expand on what you are, in fact, demanding. We understand that amongst your demands is the issue of safety, but the biggest one being, of course, that the companies slash Uber and Bolt slash their commission fees from 25 to 15%. Let's talk more about the demands that you have.
Yes. One of the demands that we're having is that we would like them to lower their commission from the 25% commission base that they take from drivers and 6% request commission that they also claiming to take from their requesters, of which it turns out to be on 31% base, and we want them to take it to 15% commission.
Have your drivers associated to you, in fact, acceded to your call for them to switch off their applications until you are indeed heard by the two companies?
Oh, yes. We had a pretty much support from the drivers on the ground, even though there was a little bit of rebellious there and there, and some drivers, they feel not presented, or they feel maybe this was it's a waste of time since it has been tried before. But we urging them to have some hope in it, and also to assist in exercising the shutdown as it's a peaceful march, that we are not actually mobilizing to any street or any government building, but sending our memorandum of grievances to them.
Yeah, you said that this was done before. What happened the last time, and were your demands met that last time that you're talking about?
We were never there. So basically, the previous leaders have actually done quite great work with regarding to interventions. And with that being said, a formal structure was even developed through the interventions that they've done with Mama Bolo as the former MEC, and with Fikile Mbalula by then Minister of Transport. And now it's all about the app companies now. We need to force the hand out of them that they come and account for all the grievances that the drivers are having on the ground, because it has become so despicable with the high commission that they're charging, also the anti-security features that they do not want to put on the apps, and the fact that they are not accountable to anything.
Have they at least agreed to meet and speak to you and hear some of these concerns? Are they entertaining anything that you are saying at this time?
By far, they haven't done anything as expected that they will actually do what they are doing. And we started understanding that because of how the government has turned a blind eye on this, not that they didn't know, as they know, because they're sitting with the bill of the bill that was presented to them to try and enforce laws into these app companies. We expected as much that they will actually do this thing, but we're hoping to put more pressure on them by actually involving the government and the community of South Africa to stand together in solidarity with us on this.
Of course, one would remember that the meter taxi drivers, and you know, we'll come to the tensions between yourselves and the meter taxi drivers, but the meter taxi drivers had called for some sort of regulation when it comes to Uber and Bolt. Would you now see that maybe this should have been the case? Maybe some of these concerns that you now address might have been addressed had there been stricter regulations that had been put in place, especially when it comes to how drivers are paid?
Oh, yes. You see, the perception that most the taxi industry or the meter taxi industry have about the e-hailing associations or infrastructure is that we are not a formal business. We actually are a formal recognized entity from the Department of Transport that was endorsed, and they endorsed EPCO, which is E-Hailing Partners Council in Gauteng, and we operate as a legal structure representing the e-hailing industry. But now where the problem really becomes is now with the government sitting with a bill that has been proposed for them to be able to enforce laws and competitive pricing in the industry. It is making it difficult for our infrastructure to actually hold these companies accountable for everything, the injustice that they are doing, and hold them to be responsible, and also try and restrict them. Because now what they're doing with the prices is that the game they're playing is they will always lower the price of the requests, yet their commission still remains at 31%.
Yeah.
That is inclusive of the riders' request percentage, yes.
Yeah. Okay, then let's talk about these tensions between yourselves and the meter taxi drivers. I do note that, part of the concerns or issues that you raise is the issue of safety. Is that pertaining still to the problems that, these historical issues that you have been having with the meter taxi drivers? Are we still seeing, violence incidents between yourselves and those drivers?
The meter taxis conflicts and whatsoever is just a drop in an ocean. The biggest problem we have in the industry is the client themselves. And when I say clients, I don't mean everybody inclusive, because we have great clients in the industry. There are people, this app has opened a way that any person at any given time can actually just buy a pre-record SIM card from any black market and put it on their phone and download the app, use those details, and request us only for hijacking, robbery, kidnappings. So those are things that they actually do. So now when they do that, it's untraceable. Now, we on almost every third day or second day, there's a driver who's actually dead. And when you try to get information so that we can assist the police in terms of convictions or arrests, there's nothing actually these app companies can give you besides to say a phone number that has never worked until that day. Yeah.
You were mentioning safety features on the app. What are you suggesting? How would this actually work, and how would it then help you? I do understand what you're saying about people just, getting any random card that's not even recorded. So how exactly would that then work?
It will be actually very ideal and safer for everybody. One, if we would have a facial picture of every client that is taking a ride. Also, when the client are requesting,
is that not already the case?
They should actually put.
Is that not already the case?
They should actually put in their ID number so that they cannot keep on downloading the app again and again. When the ID is required, you can actually ID number once, meaning your information is saved now in their servers. So if there's any information needed, it's easy to trace back to say who used that particular app.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks very much for giving us your time and for talking to us. No doubt this is a story that we'll keep an eye on. That is Soweto United E-hailing Association Chairperson Thato Ramaila.